You look like you're ready to have some fun.
Today, we're going to get up and really move like this.
Moving around is
Good for your body.
The year is 1930, Texas. The Great Depression is in full swing. And you know what else is in full swing? People throwing knives at for a contest, like it's some type of just silly game. Knife throwing at became a popular contest in the 1930s. I don't know how anybody ever thought this was a good idea. Even in this video, you can see how scared the children look on their face. This is completely absurd that it ever existed, and I don't think there's even an excuse for it. How is anybody thinking this is a good idea? Eventually this was outlawed, but not even for the reason that you think it would be. This was eventually outlawed by activists working towards getting rid of children in work for exploitation purposes. This is far more than exploitation. This is risking the life of a child for no good reason. It's disturbing that this video even exists to this day. Many soldiers after World War I suffered with a PTSD known as Shellshock. The disturbing part about this is how little we knew about it and how it was treated.
Loading shell, or if a man, for example, had a bullet whiz past his ear, he could, after that point, become mentally disturbed in some way because the changing air pressure had affected the fluid in the brain.
Because a lot was known about shell shock, a lot of the guys that had it were mistreated horribly. Most of them were forgotten about because they were considered cowards. They were also rejected from society in a lot of situations, as a lot of people thought that they were just afraid of the war and no longer men. This is really crazy, as a lot of them were probably suffering hardcore. I can only imagine what they were going through. At least now we know more for when people come back from war and we can take care of them and their PTSD, although I still feel like we don't treat it as much as we should. It's disturbing to watch this old footage of war and somebody with shell shock. It seems like a terrible thing to endure. After two of those very heavy topics, I want to talk about this one, as I've not met very many people who don't like dogs or animals in general. Usually when you see dogs, though, it's very happy and cute. Even when the dogs are really aggressive, I still think it's not that scary. But I saw this video of this dog saying mama. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it before. Something about it just didn't sit right with me. Check it out. To me, it literally sounds like the soul of a haunted, terrorized man inside of a dog's body. Something is extremely creepy about the way that that dog says mama. Ever since I heard it, I can't get it out of my head. I can't really put my finger on it. It just creeps me out beyond no belief, and I'm not sure why. Tell me what you think in the comments about it. The Japanese are well known for having creepy and eerie PSA commercials. I don't know what it is about their commercials, but they have a knack for making things way more creepy than they need to be. Recently, they released one that was about global warming, and it is quite eerie. This commercial is an ad in Japan talking about global warming and how we need to prevent it. A rough translation of it is that it's saying 80% of the beaches will go underwater, coasts will be destroyed, and it's not just them that will be destroyed. When they say that, that's when the person collapses and disintegrates. It's trying to send the message that we should be afraid of global warming as it is going to destroy us. However, I think they sent the message a little bit too hard, as this video is quite disturbing. I guess that's the idea behind it, is to make you disturbed because you should be, but I find it a little bit interesting. Although they're well known for making creepy advertisements, as if anybody has seen the creepy Kleenex commercial, we know how great they can be at making something that should not be that creepy, extremely creepy. Imagine that there's a hurricane in your home city, but you live on an apartment on one of the top floors. There's a lot of flooding happening, but what would it be like if the basement was flooding while you went there? Well, that's in fact what somebody did in Omaha.
Let me see your best moose impression. Swimming in the water. Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot. Hold it.
In a storm that was causing hurricane-like conditions, there was flash flooding. Tony Liu and his friends wanted to go check out what kind of damage the flooding was doing to the street below. As they got on the elevator though, as it hit the basement floor, the elevator filled with water. It rose up to their necks, and it took the police a while to rescue them. They were stuck there for quite a while. It would be terrifying to see if you would ever make it out again. There have been other accounts of this happening, and those people were not so lucky as they did not make it out. Some people would call them stupid for doing this, but as somebody from the Midwest, I can attest for myself that anytime there's dangerous weather, funnel clouds, tornadoes, I want to go outside and look at the weather, as I love this kind of stuff. I find that most people from my area are also the same way and do love this type of stuff. Traditionally, I would put these videos probably on my Disturbing YouTube channels playlist, but this channel is too new, it doesn't have much to talk about, and I'm going to be keeping my eye on it, as maybe we can go dig deeper later in one of those videos. I am trying to figure out if this is just an ARG or some type of analog horror art project, but regardless, it's pretty well done and pretty creepy, and if it isn't one of those, it's downright disturbing, and it shouldn't even be on YouTube. When you look at the two latest videos, they don't even have titles, just dashes, and when I originally found this channel, the other videos had titles, but they have been changed to only dashes. I find the thumbnails in themselves disturbing, but let's take a look at what content is within them. This video plays out like many of the other videos on this channel. A lot of abstract filming of walls, and a lot of filming of just shadows of hands making hand signals, with some creepy music in the background. It's pretty on par for most analog horror. The part that differs for this video is when it just randomly cuts to a knife on a table and says, you will get what you deserve. That part is quite unsettling, especially when we look at the thumbnail for the second video, which shows what appears to be a lady lying on the floor with the caption, "Ha ha." While I do think that this is probably just some art project or ARG, I can't be sure, and the film is pretty grainy, but it still shows a lot of blood, so I took the liberty to just blur it just in case. If this turned out to be something actually crazy, I'd be surprised, but I will be following it just in case. If this channel doesn't get removed, I'll be following it to see if there are any updates on if this is just an ARG or some type of analog horror. It's done pretty well if it is analog horror, I will say. That's what makes me feel weird about it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit like, as it really does help the video. You guys can watch another video that will pop up on the screen right now. Please feel free to subscribe, and if you want to join the Reddit, you can join at rbittersnake. Alright, see you guys.